Dr. James Walker straightened his tie for the 10th time that morning. As the head of Earth's diplomatic team, he had handled many tough situations, but first contact with aliens was something else entirely. The large conference room at the United Nations headquarters in New York was ready for the most important meeting in human history. "Dr. Walker, they're here," Amy Thompson said, rushing into the room. The young Mesa communications expert held her tablet tightly, her knuckles white with excitement. Through the tall windows, they could see the alien ship hovering above the UN building, its silver surface gleaming in the morning sun. Ambassador Xylith of the Galactic Council was exactly what you'd expect from a high-ranking space diplomat. Tall, dignified, and very blue. The alien's 4 eyes blinked in sequence as it entered the room, followed by 2 assistants who looked just as proper and stern. "Welcome to Earth," James said, bowing slightly. "We are honored by your presence." The first hour of the meeting went surprisingly well. They discussed trade, technology, and the possibility of Earth joining the Galactic Council. Ambassador Xylith seemed pleased with how organized and formal everything was. Then Bob from it walked in. "Sorry to interrupt," Bob said, fiddling with his phone. "The Wi-Fi's acting up again. Just need to reset the router." One of Xylith's assistants pointed at Bob's phone screen, where a cat video was playing on loop. "What is this information device?" the assistant asked. Before anyone could stop him, Bob grinned and said, "Oh, you want to see something funny? Check this out." He turned his phone to show them a classic video of a cat playing piano. The alien's reaction was not what anyone expected. All 4 of Xylith's eyes widened in horror. The assistants started making high-pitched whistling sounds that their translators couldn't handle. "What is this psychological manipulation technique?" Xylith demanded, backing away from Bob. "The small furry creature. It performs an activity it should not be capable of, and it generates an unexplainable response in our brains." James tried to explain. No, it's just for fun. It's what we call a meme, a funny video that people share." "Me. Xylith nearly jumped. "You have weaponized information transmission for entertainment. This is beyond dangerous." The ambassador turned to the assistants. "Scan their information networks. We must know the extent of this technology." The assistants pulled out their devices and started accessing the internet. Things went downhill fast. "Ambassador Xylith, they have millions of these weapons," one assistant screamed. "Look at this one. They call it Rick Astley. It forces viewers to watch a human male dancing while making impossible promises about never giving up." "By the Great Void," Xylith whispered, "there's one called Nyan Cat, a flying feline leaving a rainbow trail while emitting a hypnotic sound pattern. The humans have mastered multi-sensory assault techniques." James watched helplessly as the aliens discovered more memes. They found Doge, Grumpy Cat, and somehow made their way to TikTok dances. With each new discovery, their horror grew. "The humans are too dangerous," Xylith declared, backing toward the door. "They have developed methods of spreading ideas that bypass all rational thought. Their young ones are especially skilled at creating these mimetic attacks." "Please, Ambassador, let us explain," James started, but it was too late. "We must inform the Council immediately. Earth is a level 5 threat to galactic stability. Their ability to generate and spread these memes must be contained." With that, Xylith and the assistants fled the room. Through the windows, they watched the alien ship take off at incredible speed, leaving behind a very confused group of humans. Amy Thompson broke the silence first. Did we just scare off an advanced alien civilization with cat videos?" Bob looked at his phone, still playing the piano cat video. "Should I not have shown them that?" James Walker sat down heavily in his chair, loosening his tie. "The Galactic Council thinks we're psychological warfare experts because of internet memes." He started laughing, and soon everyone joined in. None of them realized that this misunderstanding would change the course of human history and the entire galaxy forever. Somewhere in space, Ambassador Xylith was trying very hard to forget the image of a cat playing piano, while a certain Rick Astley song played unstoppably in their alien mind. The emergency meeting chamber of the Galactic Council looked like a giant bowl made of glass and metal. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in rising circles around a central platform, where High Counselor Zenthar stood with all 6 of his arms raised for silence. "Order. We must have order." Zenthar's voice boomed through the chamber. The noise died down as Ambassador Xylith stepped onto the platform, still looking shaken from the Earth visit. "Honored council members," Xylith began, "I bring disturbing news about the humans of Earth. They have developed weapons more dangerous than anything we've seen before." The chamber's massive screens lit up with examples of Earth's weapons. A video of a baby laughing at a dog played on one screen. Another showed someone falling off a skateboard. A third displayed the infamous double rainbow video. "These are called memes," Xylith explained. "The humans use them to bypass normal mental defenses and force emotional responses in their targets." Amy Thompson, watching all of this through a hacked alien newsfeed at NASA, nearly spilled her coffee. "Oh my God," she whispered to herself. "They really think memes are weapons." She immediately called Dr. James Walker. Back in the council chamber, the alien representatives were getting more worried by the minute. "Look at this advanced attack," one delegate shouted, pointing at a screen playing "Charlie Bit My Finger." "They use their young ones to create feelings of both pain and amusement simultaneously." Another representative stood up, waving all 3 of their tentacles. "This is even worse." They had found a compilation of cat videos set to dramatic music. They combined their small predator animals with sound patterns designed to manipulate emotions. High Counselor Zenthar studied the streams of data carefully. "What concerns me most is their distribution network. This internet allows them to spread these weapons instantly across their entire planet." In her office at NASA, Amy was recording everything. She watched as the aliens discovered Reddit. "It's some kind of training ground," an analyst reported to the council. "Humans gather there to create and perfect new forms of mimetic warfare. They even have a point system to rank the most effective weapons." James Walker arrived at NASA just as the council found YouTube. "This is beyond anything we imagined," Zenthar declared. "Their YouTube archive contains millions of these weapons, and they add thousands more each day. The humans have industrialized psychological warfare." Amy turned to James. "Should we try to explain that these are just for fun?" James watched the panic spreading through the council chamber. He remembered something his grandfather, a military strategist, once told him. "Sometimes the best defense is letting your opponents scare themselves." "No," he said slowly. "Let them think what they want. This might be the best protection Earth could have." The council's debate grew more heated. Some wanted to quarantine Earth immediately. Others suggested studying human methods for their own defense. A few brave souls proposed trying to communicate with humans to learn more. "We cannot ignore this threat," Xylith insisted. "Even now, I cannot stop thinking about that piano-playing feline. The weapon has lodged itself in my mind." Zenthar made his decision. "Earth is hereby classified as a Class 5 danger to galactic stability. No direct contact without special authorization. We must study their capabilities from a safe distance." As the council session ended, Amy and James looked at each other, trying not to laugh. "So," Amy said, "should we tell the world that we've scared the most powerful alien civilization in the galaxy with funny videos?" James shook his head. "Not yet. But we should put together a team. If they're going to watch us, we might as well give them something to watch." On his desk, his phone buzzed with a notification. Someone had sent him a GIF of a surprised Pikachu. "You know what," he said, showing it to Amy. "Maybe we should start collecting our best weapons, just in case." In space, the Galactic Council began its careful observation of Earth, completely unaware that their greatest fear was nothing more than humanity's weird sense of humor. And somewhere in the vast reaches of space, Ambassador Xylith was still trying to understand why humans found cats so amusing. The message from the Galactic Council appeared on every computer screen and TV around the world at exactly noon GMT. In big bold letters, it read, Earth must ceac all nemetic warfare dvelop inmedvatly. In the Pentagon's emergency meeting room, Major Robert Mitchell stared at the warning message and tried not to smile. As a military advisor to the UN, he had seen many threats before, but this was the first time anyone had been scared of cat videos. So, he said, looking around the table, how do we handle the fact that the most advanced civilization in the galaxy is terrified of our jokes? Dr. James Walker sat next to Amy Thompson from NASA, both still processing the bizarre situation. Across from them was Michael Davis, a social media expert who had been called in for his weapons expertise, which really meant he knew why things went viral on the internet. We could try to explain. Amy started, but Michael cut her off. No, this is perfect. Michael's eyes were bright with excitement. Think about it. They're so scared of memes that they won't attack us. We should use this. Major Mitchell leaned forward. What exactly are you suggesting? Operation Keyboard Cat, Michael said with a grin. We feed their fear, make them think our memes are even more powerful than they imagine. James thought about it. You want us to weaponize dad jokes against an alien civilization. Exactly. Michael pulled out his tablet and started typing. Look, they're already monitoring our internet, so we give them something to monitor. We create new memes that look harmless to us, but terrifying to them. Amy caught on quickly. Like what? Michael showed them a simple picture he just made. A rubber duck with sunglasses and the text, Peace was never an option. To us, it's silly, he explained. To them, it's a psychological weapon suggesting Earth's waterfowl are combat ready. The room was quiet for a moment before Major Mitchell burst out laughing. This is the stupidest defense strategy I've ever heard, he said, wiping his eyes. Let's do it. They spent the next few hours planning. James would handle official communications, keeping them just vague enough to seem menacing. Amy would track alien chatter to see how they reacted. Michael would coordinate with social media influencers to spread specific types of memes. Remember, Major Mitchell said, we need to be careful. Make it look natural. If they figure out we're doing this on purpose, the game is up. Just then, Lieutenant Jessica Brooks rushed into the room. As their alien response analyst, she had been monitoring council communications. You need to see this, she said, connecting her laptop to the main screen. They're analyzing dancing Rick Astley as if it's some kind of mind control technique. The screen showed alien scientists breaking down the never gonna give you up video frame by frame. They had charts analyzing the dance moves, complex equations trying to understand the lyrics, and a whole section dedicated to why humans found it funny to trick each other into watching it. They think rickrolling is a training exercise, Jessica explained, trying not to laugh. They believe we're teaching our population to resist unexpected information attacks by exposing them to it repeatedly. This is perfect, Michael said. We need to lean into this, start spreading more rickrolls, but make them slightly different each time. They'll think we're developing new versions of the weapon. James rubbed his temples. I can't believe we're going to defend Earth with Rick Astley. Better, Major Mitchell said with a smile. We're going to make the most powerful beings in the galaxy fear Rick Astley. As they left the meeting room that evening, each of them carried a strange mix of amusement and responsibility. They had just been put in charge of Earth's most unusual defense program, protecting humanity through the power of internet jokes. On his way out, Michael checked his phone and grinned. Hey guys, he called out, wait until they discover what a wholesome meme is. They'll think we've developed emotional warfare. The team laughed, but they all knew that somewhere up in space, Very serious aliens were watching very silly videos and becoming more frightened by the minute. The Galactic Council's spy ship hung invisible above New York City. Inside, 3 alien observers watched their monitors with growing concern. They had been studying human behavior for 2 weeks now, and what they saw terrified them more each day. "Look at this training facility," the lead observer said, pointing to a screen showing a high school. "The young humans are all holding small devices, sharing these memes constantly. They're being trained from an early age." On Earth, Lieutenant Jessica Brooks sat in her office, tracking the alien observers through hidden sensors. She smiled as she watched their reactions to normal teenage behavior. Her team had nicknamed the alien observers Larry, Curly, and Mo, after finding out how easily confused they were by human culture. "Sir," she called Major Mitchell on the secure line, "Operation Keyboard Cat is working better than we expected. The aliens are completely falling for it." In the main control room, Major Mitchell and Michael Davis were reviewing their progress. The wall of screens showed various social media trends they had secretly started. Each one was designed to look completely normal to humans, but absolutely terrifying to aliens. "How's our latest project going?" Mitchell asked, looking at a screen showing dancing toddlers. Michael grinned. "The Baby Shark revival is driving them crazy. They think it's a program to train children in rhythm-based psychological warfare." Just then, Amy Thompson burst into the room. "You won't believe what they're saying about TikTok." She pulled up the latest intercepted alien report on her tablet. The aliens had concluded that TikTok was Earth's main training platform for young warfare specialists. They thought the dances were actually coded combat moves, and the challenges were endurance tests. According to this, Amy Reed, trying not to laugh, "They think the It's Corn kid is one of our most dangerous weapons experts. They say his ability to make people obsess over corn proves humans can control minds." James Walker joined them, looking both amused and worried. "It gets better. They found teenage gamers doing Fortnite dances in public. Now they think we're moving our training from virtual to real spaces." "Should we dial it back a bit?" Jessica asked, entering the room with her latest reports. "They seem pretty freaked out." Mitchell shook his head. "No, this is exactly what we want. The more they focus on harmless things, the safer Earth is." Michael was checking his phone. "Oh man, wait until they see what's trending now." He turned his screen to show them a video of a cat wearing a shark costume riding a robot vacuum cleaner. "Perfect," James said. "They'll think we're combining all our weapons into one super weapon." The team worked through the day, carefully monitoring alien reactions while spreading more weapons across the internet. They had to make it look natural, too obvious, and the aliens might catch on. Up in the spy ship, the aliens were getting more nervous by the hour. "They've developed something new," Hurley called out. "They call it a vibe check. It appears to be some kind of emotional assessment weapon." "Look at this one," Mo added fearfully. "They're teaching their young ones to say sheesh while making strange arm movements. It must be some kind of victory ritual." Larry, the lead observer, was writing his daily report to the Council. Earth's mimetic warfare capabilities continue to evolve at an alarming rate. They are now combining multiple attack forms, music, movement, and small animals, into unified assault patterns. Most concerning is their focus on training young humans in these techniques. Back on Earth, Jessica read the intercepted report and shared it with the team. "You know," she said, "I almost feel bad for them. They're so worried about all this, and it's just people having fun." "Don't feel too bad," Mitchell replied. "Their fear is keeping Earth safe. And honestly, it's the most fun defense program I've ever been part of." As if to prove his point, somewhere in the building, they could hear someone playing "Never Gonna Give You Up" at full volume. Alarm bells rang through the Galactic Council's main observation station. The alien spy who had been watching Earth's internet traffic, whom humans had nicknamed Larry, was having what looked like a panic attack. "Emergency! Emergency!" Larry's 3 hands flew across his control panel. I've discovered their main training facility. It's worse than we thought. Dr. Linda Cooper, Earth's leading xenopsychologist, watched the aliens' reaction through hidden cameras. She had joined the team last week to help understand how alien minds processed human humor. Right now, she was watching them discover Reddit for the first time. They found our /memes, she reported to the team gathered in the control room. And they're completely losing it. Major Mitchell, James Walker, and the others crowded around her screen. The alien observers were going through Reddit posts at high speed, becoming more terrified with each swipe. Look at this, Larry was telling his superiors through their space video call. They have different subreddits for different types of mental attacks. Some focus on what they call wholesome content, clearly their most advanced form of emotional manipulation. The council representatives on the other end of the call looked horrified. How many of these training grounds do they have? Thousands. Larry's voice shook. And they have a system they call upvotes to rank their most effective weapons. The humans are organized beyond our worst fears. In the control room, Michael Davis was trying not to laugh. Should we tell them about downvotes? Or would that be too cruel? Don't you dare, Amy Thompson said, grinning. They might think it's some kind of reverse psychology weapon. Linda watched the aliens discover more subreddits with growing fascination. This is amazing, she said, taking notes. They literally cannot process the concept of sharing things just for fun. Every time they see people laughing at a post, they think it's successful mind control. James looked worried. Are we sure this is still a good idea? They seem really freaked out. Just then, Jessica Brooks rushed in with new data. The aliens found our /awe, she announced. They think we're using cute animals to lower planetary defenses. On the surveillance feed, Larry was showing his superiors a video of a puppy learning to howl. See how it creates an instant emotional response. The humans have weaponized their juvenile animals. No species can resist this level of attack. The council members watching the video couldn't help but make soft cooing sounds, and then looked horrified that they had been affected by the weapon. Linda's eyes lit up. This is groundbreaking. They're experiencing cute aggression, the phenomenon where something is so cute it hurts, but they think it's an attack. Major Mitchell rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Can we use this? Michael was already typing on his tablet. Oh, definitely. I'll start pushing more cute animal content to the front page. The more they try to resist it, the more they'll prove our weapons work. The alien observation post was in chaos now. They had discovered meme templates, and their analysts were trying to decode what they thought was a complex weapon customization system. They can take any image and add new text to change its psychological effect. Larry reported frantically. The flexibility of their weapons is unprecedented. Through it all, Dr. Linda Cooper kept taking notes. You know, she said to the team, we might be the first humans to really study how an alien species reacts to humor. This could be huge for science. If we survive their panic, James added dryly. Oh, we'll survive, Mitchell said confidently. They're too scared of our weapons to attack. Who knew the best defense would be making aliens look at pictures of kittens? As if on cue, Larry's voice came through their monitors again. Sir, they have an entire section dedicated to something called dad jokes. It must be their most powerful psychological tool yet. The human team looked at each other and burst out laughing. Earth's greatest defense was turning out to be its sense of humor. And not a single shot had been fired. Something strange was happening in the galaxy. Young aliens were acting differently. The Galactic Council couldn't explain it, but Earth's team knew exactly what was going on. Look at this, Amy Thompson said, pointing to her screen during their morning meeting. We've detected over 10,000 alien devices secretly accessing Earth's internet in the past week alone. Michael Davis leaned forward, excited. They're using VPNs to hide from their own government. These alien kids are getting pretty smart. The team had gathered in their underground command center, which they now called Meme Control. The walls were covered with screens showing both Earth's internet traffic and alien communications they had intercepted. "It gets better," Jessica Brooks added, pulling up her latest report. "Remember the Doge meme we pushed last month? It's gone viral in 3 different star systems." Dr. Linda Cooper was studying the data with growing excitement. "This is fascinating. The alien youth are actually learning to understand human humor. They're developing their own meme culture." On one of the screens, they could see an alien social media post. It showed their version of the "This is fine" meme, but with a 6-armed alien sitting in a room full of floating fire. The caption was in alien language, but the meaning was clear. "They're adapting our memes to their own culture," James Walker said, shaking his head in amazement. "We didn't just scare their leaders, we're causing a cultural revolution." Major Mitchell walked in just then, carrying his tablet. "You won't believe what I just heard. Some young aliens are having secret meme parties where they gather to watch Earth videos and practice laughing." "Practice laughing?" Linda asked, immediately taking notes. "Apparently, most alien species don't laugh naturally like humans do," Mitchell explained. "But their young ones are learning how because they think it's cool. They're calling it doing the human thing." Michael couldn't stop grinning. "We're the cool kids of the galaxy, all because their parents think our jokes are weapons." Just then, Amy's computer beeped with an urgent alert. "Oh my God," she said, reading the message. "A group of young aliens just rickrolled their entire school system." The room burst into laughter. The idea of alien teenagers trolling each other with Rick Astley was too funny to handle. "But here's the really interesting part," Amy continued. "Their teachers think it's a human attack. They've closed the school for emergency meme protection training." Dr. Cooper was fascinated. "This is incredible. We're watching the first ever case of interstellar cultural exchange through memes." James looked worried, though. "Should we be concerned? We're basically causing alien kids to rebel against their parents." "With memes and dad jokes," Mitchell reminded him. "I think we're pretty safe on the moral front. Besides, look at the positive effects." He pulled up more reports on the main screen. Young aliens from different species were becoming friends through their shared love of Earth's internet culture. Old rivalries were being forgotten as alien teens bonded over their favorite memes. "They're even making their own original content now," Michael pointed out, showing them an alien-made video that mixed their traditional music with Nyan Cat. "Sir," Jessica called out suddenly, "you need to see this." She put a new video on the main screen. It showed a group of young aliens from different species doing a perfect recreation of the Harlem Shake, complete with multiple arms, tentacles, and floating appendages. "Well," James said after a moment of stunned silence, "I guess this is our legacy to the galaxy. We didn't give them faster-than-light travel or advanced technology. We gave them memes." "And maybe," Linda added thoughtfully, "that's exactly what they needed." Up in space, more and more young aliens were secretly logging onto Earth's internet, ready to discover what these strange humans would share next. The galaxy would never be the same. And all because of some funny cat videos. High Counselor Zenthar had a secret. Every night, when everyone else was asleep, he watched cat videos. He couldn't help it. The Earth's weapons were just too entertaining. The mighty alien leader sat in his private chamber, trying not to giggle at a video of a cat knocking things off a table. "I must resist," he whispered to himself. "These human mind control techniques are too powerful." But he couldn't resist. None of them could anymore. Professor Thomas Anderson, the newest member of Earth's team, was the first to notice the change in the Council's behavior. As an expert in cultural trends, he had been tracking the spread of memes through alien society. "Look at this," he told the team during their morning meeting. "More and more council members are secretly accessing Earth's internet. They're becoming meme addicts." Amy Thompson pulled up the latest data on the main screen. "He's right. We're seeing late-night internet traffic from almost every council member's private chambers." "Even better," Michael Davis added with a grin. "They're starting to share memes with each other. They just don't admit that's what they're doing. Dr. Linda Cooper was reviewing the psychological profiles of the council members. They're trying to convince themselves they're doing research on human weapons, but really, they just want to see more funny videos. Major Mitchell leaned back in his chair, looking satisfied. So our plan worked even better than we expected. We didn't just scare them. We got them hooked. James Walker wasn't so sure, but they're still officially treating us as a threat. How does this help Earth? Just then, Jessica Brooks burst into the room. Big news. The council is having an emergency session, but this time it's different. The younger members are speaking up. They all gathered around the main screen to watch the council meeting. The chamber was in chaos. Younger council members were openly questioning the old guard's policies toward Earth. Why are we treating them as enemies? One young delegate demanded. Their weapons bring joy to the galaxy. When was the last time any of us laughed before discovering human memes? This is treason. An older member shouted. You've been contaminated by their psychological attacks. No, another young delegate stood up. We've been enlightened. The humans aren't attacking us. They're teaching us how to enjoy life. Professor Anderson watched with growing excitement. This is incredible. We're watching a complete cultural shift happen in real time. On the screen, more council members were admitting their secret love of Earth's content. Some even started sharing their favorite memes right there in the council chamber. I find the one called Grumpy Cat most enlightening, one serious-looking delegate admitted. It speaks to my soul. The This Is Fine dog helps me cope with council meetings, another confessed. Even Ambassador Xylith, who had first warned about Earth's weapons, stood up to speak. Perhaps we were wrong. These memes aren't weapons at all. They're a gift. High Counselor Zenthar watched his authority crumbling. But secretly, he felt relieved. Now he wouldn't have to hide his cat video addiction anymore. Back on Earth, the team watched in amazement as the galaxy's most powerful government body dissolved into a discussion about favorite memes. Should we tell them about streaming services? Michael asked with a mischievous smile. I bet they'd love Netflix. One thing at a time, Major Mitchell laughed. Let them master memes first. Dr. Cooper was already writing a paper about it. This will revolutionize our understanding of alien psychology. Who knew that the key to interstellar peace was sharing funny videos? You know what the best part is? James said, watching the council meeting continue to descend into meme sharing. We did all this without a single weapon. Just cats, jokes, and the weird corners of the internet. Professor Anderson nodded. Sometimes the best way to change minds isn't through force. It's through laughter. Up in the council chamber, High Counselor Zenthar finally gave up trying to maintain order. Instead, he did something unprecedented. He shared his favorite cat video with the entire council. The day everything changed started like any other at Earth's Meme Control Center. Then the messages began arriving from across the galaxy. You're not going to believe this, Amy Thompson said, staring at her screen. The younger council members are staging what they're calling a memevolution. The team gathered around to watch as history unfolded. On their monitors, they could see thousands of young aliens gathering in the council chamber. Instead of weapons, they carried signs with popular memes drawn on them. Is that Pepe the Frog in alien writing? James Walker asked, squinting at one of the signs. And there's Doge. Michael Davis pointed excitedly. They even got the Comic Sans font right. Major Mitchell watched with growing amazement as more aliens joined the peaceful protest. They're really doing it. They're changing their entire system of government because of memes. Dr. Linda Cooper was recording everything. This is unprecedented. They're using humor as a tool for peaceful revolution. Instead of fighting, they're just making jokes until the old system gives up. The most surprising moment came when High Counselor Zenthar himself walked to the center of the chamber. Everyone expected him to call for order. Instead, he pulled up a holoscreen showing a cat video. My fellow citizens, he announced, I have been fighting this for too long. The humans aren't our enemies. They're our teachers. They've shown us something we've been missing. The joy of not taking ourselves too seriously. Professor Anderson was typing furiously on his tablet. This needs to be recorded for future generations. The first galactic revolution won through the power of shared humor. On the main screen, they watched as Zenthar officially dissolved the old council. "We will create a new galactic federation," he declared. "One where all species can share their cultures, their jokes, and yes, their memes." The chamber erupted in cheers, and in something new. Laughter. Real, genuine alien laughter. "Look," Jessica Brooks called out. "They're sending us a message." The official communication appeared on their screens. "To the humans of Earth, your weapons have changed us forever. Would you join our new federation as honored teachers of joy?" The team looked at each other, grinning. Their plan hadn't just worked. It had worked better than they could have ever imagined. "Should we tell them the truth now?" James asked. "That these were never weapons?" "I think they're starting to figure that out," Dr. Cooper said. "But maybe that's part of the joke." Ambassador Xylith, who had once fled Earth in terror of cat videos, now returned as the head of the diplomatic mission. This time, when they met in the UN building, things were very different. "We understand now," Xylith said, all four eyes twinkling with amusement. "Your greatest power wasn't your weapons. It was your ability to make the galaxy smile." The treaty signing ceremony was unlike any in human history. Instead of formal speeches, both sides shared their favorite memes. The alien diplomats had even prepared their own version of Rickroll using their traditional music. Back in Meme Control, now renamed the Department of Galactic Cultural Exchange, the team celebrated their victory. "You know what's funny?" Michael said, looking around at his friends. "We saved Earth with nothing but jokes and cat videos." "Don't forget the power of dad jokes," Major Mitchell added with a grin. "Those really confused them." Amy checked her monitors one last time. Across the galaxy, different species were sharing memes, learning to laugh, and becoming friends. Old enemies were bonding over funny videos. Peace was spreading through the power of shared humor. So, James said, "Should we show them TikTok dances next?" "One step at a time," Dr. Cooper laughed. "Let them master Doge first." And somewhere in the vast reaches of space, Ambassador Xylith was finally learning to enjoy getting rickrolled. After all, he was never gonna give it up.